Hi, I'm Lisa White and I'm the producer and creator of the online cooking show Alternative Chef Kitchen. Now on the show we're passionate about showing alternatives to people who have restricted diets, whether it be for food intolerances, lifestyle decisions like becoming vegetarian or vegan, or for other health reasons implemented by their healthcare practitioners. So I've got something special for you today. It's an interview with one of the founders of Orgran, which in my opinion are one of the best companies providing products that give people who need alternatives lots of options. And you have probably seen them on the shop, in the shop shelves. This is an example of one of their packaging and their logo. But now I am going to let Frank do all the talking, and we're going to introduce you to Frank. So, hello Frank.
Hello Lisa, how are you?
I'm good. So, could you please tell us how you came to create Orgran? I'd love to hear the story behind it, your background, your expertise, and what brought you to creating a company like Orgran.
Okay, well the Orgran was created through passion and interest in health foods. So primarily, even as a teenager, I was always researching different foods and the benefits and how they help prevent degenerative diseases. So various grains and sources assist nutrition, and it provides health, I guess, as you get older. And that was primarily the basic interest in developing those foods. The business came about because that passion is something that you want to share with people. And as you develop the products and that you develop the different variations of foods, it became sort of a bit bigger and a bit bigger, and it grew from there. And people wanted to, people that had intolerances or reacted to certain foods found most of these foods to be a relief for them. So that's how it started. We actually developed a fair bit of technology in the processing. So a lot of the pastas over 30 years ago were developed with technology that we introduced, and we were able to provide a variation of different pastas and premixes and breads.
That's so cool. So what about your background? So do you have a background in cooking or in health?
Background is quite diverse. It's in everything. It's mostly my passion that gives me the interest to learn and keep educating myself in the area of health and nutrition. It's always been there. I do like to cook. I do like to experiment and to keep fit. And I think that's it's not so much from an academic level, but the knowledge and interest, I think, covers a lot of broader area in foods and nutrition.
Okay, so what happened to lead you to developing these products specifically though? So was there someone with a food intolerance in your family, or another reason?
It wasn't so much a food intolerance. I think it was we found, being from an Italian background, a very high consumption of wheat products. Now, my mother did suffer a little bit with the digestive system. We tried to introduce grains that were available in some of the countryside or agricultural areas in Italy, which my parents were used to. And they included grains like millet, sorghum, and various other grains which pretty much unused here in this country. So we introduced a lot of those grains into various foods that we were developing, and that's how it's come about. Millet is an alkaline forming food as compared to other grains, and we found that a lot of these were actually beneficial in our diet, and we started to evolve and change back to those grains that were pretty much forgotten.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I come from the Italian background as well. You wouldn't know the surname White. It's my husband's name, obviously. But yeah, and I've got a niece who has celiac disease now, and you've got to find alternatives. All those foods that we grew up with, like this time of year, crostoli and things like that.
Exactly.
It's all wheat,
Yeah.
and it sucks if you're an Italian with a wheat issue.
Yeah, well, it's harder to convince Italians because I mean they're used to the al dente pasta and all, the biscotti. But my mother now uses she uses our range of pastas, and she said it depends on the sauce that you use with the various different grains. But she finds she's got more energy and easier to digest. She doesn't get bloated, and now we're finding in our extended family, my niece has got celiac disease, and it has caused other issues for her. She was getting body aches, so now she's on a very restricted diet. I've got a neighbour whose daughter was diagnosed celiac disease and type 1 diabetes. So they're having to address now her dietary requirements. So there's so much more knowledge these days and more exposure to the various foods that are available, which is important. I mean, 30 years ago, there wasn't much out there, and it was quite difficult for a lot of people.
Yeah. So when did you start Orgran? When did that begin?
It's 30 years ago.
So it is 30 years ago, wow.
30th birthday this year.
That's fantastic. All right, so could you tell our audience who haven't yet become familiar with your products, exactly who are the Orgran products for? So what are they all free from? And also, how widely available are they? So where can they find them?
Okay. Well, the products are actually for everyone. We try and develop the products not just for the celiacs or people with food intolerance, but we try and make nutritional foods that can be used in everyday meals for everyone. For young and old, we have kids' products that can take to school. They have psyllium, dietary fibre, and a nut-free, so they're safe for school. The products we have for various categories. We produce across many categories, so from breakfast to snacks to main meals. The products are available in about 70 countries worldwide. They are available in the major chains and through most independent stores, health food stores, and even pharmacies throughout Australia.
Yeah. You have a great range of products, and you're right, like everything from biscuits to the gluten-free pastas like we talked about, cupcakes and cake mixes, and I just think they're a great opportunity for people who, especially from my perspective, from the naturopathy side of things, when I first find people coming to me, they've seen their specialist, they've seen their dietitian, and they found out that they can't have various foods, and they're looking for options, and they are used to foods that taste a certain way, and it's good that they can go and buy the cupcake mix and make the cupcakes for the kids' party, and it'll taste like a regular cupcake. No one needs to know, and I think that's a really good, it's a great service that your company provides these people.
Thank you, Lisa. I think it is important to make the foods as tasty as possible and have all the nutritional qualities. The benefit with Orgran also is that all products are actually manufactured within the one complex. So all our products, we offer wheat-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, yeast-free, GMO-free, and vegan. So for a lot of people who do not have an intolerance or an allergy, the brand, I guess, offers a healthy alternative and nutritional foods. But for those with an intolerance or an allergy, it's confidence to know a brand that they don't need to read every label and ingredient listing because they know under that brand the product is safe.
Yeah, I think that's great. So let's talk about some more of your products. Would you tell our audience what your 4 or 5 favourite products are that you've created?
Oh, it's hard to get 4 or 5, but buckwheat pasta is one of my favourite, and I like that with a creamy mushroom sauce rather than a tomato-based sauce. one of the reasons why I like the buckwheat pasta is because of the flavour, but also the nutritional qualities of buckwheat.
Yeah.
And there's been research, I think, by the Hopkins Institute that on 2,000 subjects, 30 grams of buckwheat a day actually normalises blood pressure because it does contain bioflavonoids and relaxes the blood vessels. So there's a lot of benefits with grains like that, but fortunately it tastes really good, so I like that. Rice and millet is another product I like, and because of the flavour and versatility of the pasta, and also the benefits of millet. Falafel mix, and
sorry,
that's a falafel, which is
yeah.
Middle Eastern. It's quite easy to prepare. Soak it in water, make the patties or however you like to form it, and shallow fry, and you've got something you can add to salads or put into a salad sandwich. It's fantastic flavour, and great to take away and have it as a snack, pretty much.
They are yummy.
They are yummy, yes. Quinoa cereal is another one I like. I like our quinoa flakes and the pops. I sometimes make my own muesli mix out of those two. During winter I've been having, which we've just released, but we had developed this several months ago. During winter I've been having our quinoa porridge, which is very convenient. It's 1 minute cooking time, and you can add your fruit in there and whatever. But that's really a good one that I prefer on a cold morning.
That's cool. I've got to say, I love the plain flour. Just I've got a box of it in the kitchen because I'm making some recipes at the moment. And I've just been doing a series on the blog for cheese alternatives, and the next big blog post will be on creamy cheese sauces. And I use the flour in my dairy, gluten, soy, everything free bechamel sauce. And I also use it as a basis for like a mac and cheese creamy sauce as well. And biscuits, like I make some gingerbread biscuits without ginger, and I like it. I find it's great that it's already blended, and it pretty much works, first try for any new recipes that I create. So I really like that. Yeah. Well. So do you have anything else you would like to tell our Alternative Chef Kitchen viewers about Orgran?
I think it's a good start to a healthier lifestyle. It sounds very common for a lot of companies to say it is a healthy food, but I have passion and interest in what we produce, and that's why we've built up a company which is now pretty much the largest allergen-free and gluten-free producer in the world, and that's what we have been marketing throughout the world. And there's a lot of interest for people, not just people with intolerances or allergies, but people looking for a healthier lifestyle. I think it is important to know the source, where your food is coming from, and what the food offers.
Yeah, I have to agree. Well, it's been lovely chatting with you today. So thank you very much.
You too, Lisa.
And we will see you online.